Would nuclear be good for Australia? Well, that's what a polling company has asked, and the results are actually pretty surprising. They asked just over 3,200 people across the country. What's interesting to me is that double the amount of blokes agree with nuclear than women. I wonder why that's the case.
Now, there are a couple of explanations for this. One is that many of these, what we might call hard or masculine policies, naturally attract more male voters. So things like major engineering projects, etc.
The other issue Dutton seems to be facing is that a third of the population aren't really feeling any sort of way about nuclear.
That's Peter Dutton's real challenge, to be able to sell it to those who are sitting on the fence. Nuclear policy was really the front and centerpiece of his attack, and it's really been blunted. So there's no doubt that done some internal polling and focus group research and found it's not the vote winner they thought it was. And it doesn't seem to have really galvanized or ignited passion among voters. They've readjusted their attacks to things like refugees, on anti-Semitism, things that they know probably more surefire attack.
Interestingly, Dutton's found himself trying to push something that a lot of the population doesn't understand, and he should know better, given his entire campaign to vote no on The Voice was based on not knowing.
If you don't know, vote no.
So that's how the country feels overall, but what about where these reactors are being proposed? How do those people feel? Do they even want it? So Gippsland in Victoria, Grey in South Australia, Calera in New South Wales, and the Maranoa in Queensland are all places where reactors are proposed. They have some of the highest approvals in the country, but it is still below 50% of the population. Then you reach Hunter near Newcastle, where this reactor is being proposed, and that support starts to dip a bit more. Then there's O'Connor, where they want to put the Western Australia reactor, which currently sits at a dead split. And finally, there's Flynn in regional Queensland, where the Callide reactor is proposed, where more people are opposed than for by just 1%.
That could be because of fears that it's going to dislodge coal. Flynn is a big coal mining seat, but it seems that the electorate is already aware that a transition from coal to nuclear using the same facility would not be easy as we're seeing in Flynn. I'd suspect that coal miners and coal mining families, because we've got to remember it's just not the coal miners themselves, but it's their families, it's their friends. If a major industry is removed or downgraded in a regional community, that affects everyone. The pubs, the butcher shops, the bakeries, etc., because people haven't got any money to spend.
The pollsters also asked some other questions too, and there's a huge number of people that are concerned about the safety of nuclear. More women than men, but certainly even among men. There's 47% who are concerned. There's also concern around the transport and storage of nuclear waste, and over half the country is concerned about safety. Here's a reminder of those fallout zones if any of these plants were to have a catastrophic meltdown. So, would nuclear be good for Australia? Well, by looking at these numbers, doesn't seem like anyone's entirely sure.